Well, good morning, my friend, and welcome to the Pastor's Podcast. It is good to have you along with me on this Monday morning. What a great weekend God gave us here at the Maranatha Baptist Church. And more souls were saved, people baptized, great attendance yesterday morning, last night. In spite of summertime, people on vacation, it was certainly good to see God do something mighty in our church, and thankful for what God's doing. Certainly grateful for that and being able to move forward. And God blessed us in a great way. Looking forward now tonight, we start our teen revival. If you're in the area, come on. And we want you to come be a part of the teen revival. It's going to be a great start to the services tonight. My nephew, Pastor David Bobbitt from New Jersey, is flying in right now. He texted me early this morning, and he made it through security. He's on his way here. I'm excited about that, being able to see him. It's a joy to see family, the next generation of families, still serving the Lord and in the old paths. And boy, Pastor Bobbitt is absolutely that. And I'm grateful for that. And that's why I want to have him come. I want a younger generation to see that you don't have to compromise to be able to serve the Lord. You can serve the Lord and not compromise, and God can bless you. He's certainly been a man of faith, and I appreciate him and looking forward to him being able to have an influence on the teenagers that are here and on my church as well. And that's always exciting to me. Now, just in case you just joined, of course, I had surgery last Thursday. Did some recuperating on Friday, then got back out on Saturday, started following up, preached all day yesterday. And plan on preaching this week to the teens. Hopefully a full schedule is what I'm hoping. I'm still kind of in that recuperating stage. So I got to kind of watch myself just a little bit because I'm the kind of guy push all the way through. And so you pray that everything will go fine. It's been going well. And I'm grateful for that. The Lord's been good to me. And I'm thankful for those around me that care for me and are certainly a part of helping me here at the church. Well, today I want to talk to you about the challenge of disappointment. Ezekiel chapter 19 and verse 5, the scripture says, "Now when she saw that she had waited and her hope was lost, then she took another of her whelps and made him a young lion." Now, God uses a parable of a lioness with her whelps to teach a valuable lesson on dealing with disappointment. This lioness took one of her whelps and trained it to devour prey and to be the lion that could provide for the whole pack. That young lion went out and devoured many prey, but one day that lion was taken in a pit by men and killed. Now, this lioness could have easily become discouraged and quit. But instead of letting the failure and disappointment cause her to quit, she took another whelp and trained it to devour prey. And this lioness allowed disappointment to become a challenge to train another whelp to do what the first whelp failed to do. Now, part of that was survival. I understand that. But she just said, I've got to train someone else. Now, the ministry, I don't care how you look at it, it's filled with disappointment. We spend much time investing in people. And there seems to be hope with that person, but then they drop off. They go the way of sin in the world, and all the efforts you put into that person can bring great disappointment. And by the way, and it does. But instead of letting the disappointment of someone not making it spiritually, you ought to let that disappointment challenge you to find another person you can invest your life in by training them to be what you intended the first person to do. Now, this truth reminds me of Samuel. Samuel invested a lot in Saul. For many years, Saul brought much joy to Samuel's life by doing right. Can you imagine Samuel, every time he sees Saul leading the troops out, said, well, I anointed him. God used me to help mold this young man. And now look at him now. He's king. He's a king. He's in charge. But yet then when Saul brought disappointment to Samuel's life, when he failed, all the heartache and the heartbreak. And for a short time, Samuel lived a life of mourning until God came to him and commanded him. He says, take up your horn. And he says, there's another person you need to anoint to be king. Samuel, taking the challenge, get this now, to anoint another person became the greatest victory arguably in his life as he anointed David and became the leader for David's life for a short time in the molding of the young king's life as he was going through all the turmoil that he went through. Now, you will find that many you invest your life in will seem to fail. And if you're not careful, you will let their quitting or failure cause you to mourn in discouragement to no avail. Now, Satan would want you to let the discouragement caused by those you invested in to stop you. But you must accept that your investment was not a total failure. Now, I want to remind you that the person you invested in, they did serve God for some time. So it's not a total loss. Though they may not be serving God right now, they produced for some time, and you ought to at least rejoice for that. The fact that they produced for a short time means you did not fail. Your investment produced others that got saved and are serving God. But also, can I say this? When someone you invested in disappoints you, take that as a challenge to say, I got to find someone else that I can invest in. Never stop investing your life in others, because someone is going to turn out for good if you keep investing in people. One has quit, so one's quit and gone the way of the world. Find another person and invest in them. You got to remember that investing brings many disappointments, but it only takes one great investment to do something great for God that makes all your investments and the failures investments worth the effort. One failure that you invested in does not make your investment in lives a failure. There are likely many who are still doing right. Now, don't despair when someone you invested in fails at what you trained them to do. My friend, take their failure as a challenge to train somebody else to do something for God. What you have to understand, just like this lioness had to grab another whelp, it was for her future. It was for the future of her pack to be able to survive. She had to train someone else because one day she was going to get too old. Can I tell you, the fact that if someone fails that you invested in, it's for the future of the gospel. It's for the future of your church. It's for the future of the young lives that you're working in right now. It's imperative, it's critical that you invest in someone else. You say, why? Because one day you're not going to be there and somebody's got to protect them. So you keep investing. My friend, if all you do is turn out one person that's serving God the rest of your life, can I tell you, you've made a great investment. I think of my dad, who was my pastor for many years, and he invested his life in a lot of people. Now, if I'm the only life, and I'm not, but if I was the only life that my dad invested in that's doing something for God, then my dad's investment in my life, get this now, has made his investment of his life a worthy investment. Without him, I would not be here. And I absolutely recognize it. I may not agree with everything that's happened in my dad's life and what he's done, but he's invested in my life. And for that, I've got to realize, hey, that I want to make his investment the most valuable investment that he can have, because somebody invested in me. I, in return, ought to make their investment a worthy investment. My friend, if all you do is get one person, and that one person turns out right, that investment will return many great dividends in the future. So don't let disappointment in one who's quit, one who's gone the way of the world, to kind of cause you, be like Samuel, who sat there and mourned and said, it's all gone. It's all over. God says, Samuel, he says, get your horn, fill it with oil. He says, there's another king I need you to anoint. And that king is going to become he's going to become the lineage for the Christ, for the Christ child. And so you've got to anoint another king. You never know, if you keep investing, what that next investment is going to become. You keep investing, keep doing right, and you're going to find out that when disappointment comes, take it as a challenge and you invest in someone else. And that one that turns out right is what makes the whole thing worth it all. I hope this is a help to you and a challenge to you today. Now, let's remember today, be good to everyone. Everyone's having a tough time. Have a great day.